Am I the jerk for moving out when my parents threatened to sell the house we've been paying for? My husband, our 3 kids, and I currently live with my parents who are both 70 years old. We've been paying the mortgage and all the bills for over 9 years at this point. We took these responsibilities over with a verbal agreement that in the event of their deaths, the house would go to us. Over the years, we've refinanced the house to cover major repairs, make improvements, and convert the garage where my parents live now. While my parents have paid for some smaller repairs, the majority of expenses have come from our income. I also typically make dinner for everyone several times a week. We were okay with this arrangement since my mom babysits the kids a few times a week while we're at work. She also helps out by cleaning up and doing the dishes often. A few months ago, my mother and I got into a huge fight over my attitude and other disrespect. I said something she completely misinterpreted, and that seemed to be the breaking point. I've apologized several times for how what I said made her feel. The next day, she texted me asking how much we still owed on the house and what the payment was. I answered, asked why, and she said she was just wondering. Then she told my mother-in-law that the house was still hers, which I assumed was just out of anger. A week later, though, she told my mother-in-law that she would just sell the house and buy something for herself. We confronted my mom about it a few days later. She has a convenient way of forgetting what she says, so she initially denied saying it. When we asked if my mother-in-law was lying, she admitted maybe she did say it, then got mad at my mother-in-law for telling us and hasn't spoken to her since. This led to a huge fight. That was back in May. Since then, she hasn't apologized and acts like nothing happened, but she randomly makes passive-aggressive comments to me and posts on Facebook. In the 9 years we've been paying the mortgage and bills, they have made no effort to ensure the house will legally go to us after they're gone. Since the big fight 3 months ago, they still haven't made any effort that I know of. Since this happened, my husband and I decided we'd like to move. We came to realize we don't really like the location of this house anyways, and would like to be closer to work, and we no longer feel secure. However, I do feel guilty because I'm not sure that they can afford it without us.